Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Vicious and Dark Python's with me as well. Today we're bringing you a new Dungeon Defenders tutorial video. The video today is going to be basically how to get the fastest experience possible to help power level your new heroes. Since the beginning of time, one of the most commonly asked questions is, what's the best stage to level, what's the fastest way to level, and that still holds true today, especially because we have new heroes like the Summoner, and we have high level gear like Supreme and Transcendent gear that you have to level up to use. So basically, the answer to that question used to be quite simple. Everyone just told you to go do Giltterhelm, and that's what we did. We farmed the living heck out of Giltterhelm. But with all the new shards, DLC, and stuff, now there's actually a much better place to level, and that's Aqanos. So keep in mind up front, this tutorial is for the PC version. We are playing on PC, so we have content that console users do not have yet. Nightmare experience was boosted several patches ago, which is really good. It helps you level up while you're playing the game if you're playing in nightmare mode. But for farming experience, we found that actually insane mode is the best way to go for this particular tutorial because it's easier and it's faster. And what's important that people aren't keeping in mind when they're farming for experience is the amount of experience you get over time. The fastest experience, not the highest amount. So if sitting in the cliffs or survival mode gives you more experience, but it takes you 5 times longer, once you divide out the time it took you, you might end up with a situation where you're actually making less experience per hour than something much easier to do. So, alright, my stats, I'm going to be using really only 2 builders for this. I'm going to use my Countess and my Monk. I'm way overpowered for Insane, but I'm not going to use all the DU. So anyways, just take a gander at the stats here. I'm in Supreme Gear. I have really high tower attack, but you do not by any means need to be nearly as highly geared as I am to do this. This is just showing you the build I use and just kind of showing you the experience you get for farming this stage. And here's my Aura Monk. Alright, so we're going to start with my Countess. My build is really simple. First of all, before I jump in so I can talk to you without being under a timer, I'm going to be doing a split screen play and using a controller to bring in my Summoner, which is the character I'm leveling right now. Because there's 3 main bonuses you want to always get when you're farming for experience. There's a 30% bonus for not having any crystal damage. There's a 30% bonus for not having any hero damage. And the last one, the one that most people will not get usually, is a 30% bonus for doing hero only damage, meaning no towers. So if I was to play right now, build with my Countess and then switch to my Summoner, I wouldn't get that 30% bonus, and that makes a big difference. So what I do is I bring in a split screen character, and that second character gets all the bonuses, and that makes it much more efficient. Plus you can level 2 people at once that way. Alright, so Python, are we ready?
We are indeed. Let's do this.
So we're going to be going to Aqanos, Insane, and also always do Hardcore. That is also important. Hardcore gives you an extra something experience. I'm not sure the percentage, but it makes a difference.
And you also get better loot if you are looking for some loot. You never know, you may find something useful. Alright,
so we'll skip the cutscene. If you want, you can kind of run around and grab mana.
Yeah, I was going to. Try and get all the snails, I never remember where they are.
Alright, so there's not too many chokes on this map despite its size. Here's one of the main chokes right here. I'm just going to throw down 2 harpoons facing out towards the downside of the choke. This crystal here has 1 main choke, which is the one coming in from this way, where Python's running in from.
Sorry. Ah, don't mean to click that.
So I'm just going to, again, throw down 2 harpoons facing out that way. Far enough away from the crystal that an ogre can't hit it. The next choke is at this crystal. Air does come in from behind, but I'll show you how to cover that in a minute. We're going to do 2 harpoons again. Alright, now down here, enemies come down this pathway. I just use 1 harpoon here. And our final choke is down here at the bottom. Everything coming from that spawn point. We're gonna put 2 more harpoons. Alright, now I'm gonna go switch over to my builder for Monk and get my auras down. And I'm just using an aura stack at each one of the places the harpoons are, which is Ensnare, Lightning, and Strength Drain. Ensnare does the damage, lightning does the damage to snare, slows everything down, and then strength drain keeps stuff alive, and it also strips immunities, so that if something is immune to lightning.
Which always used to be a big problem. So much now the strength drains. So glad they updated them.
Now, one thing I like about this build, and the reason I do this, is it's completely AFKable until the boss. I actually can be gone the entire time and not have to worry about anything until the boss comes. My central auras are the only ones that get low, and that's because they're on top of that spawn point. They drain faster.
Just a little bit quick. Even with your mental stats, they just disappear.
It'll hold up almost to the end, like really close to the end. Oh, my mouse sensitivity just went wacko.
Is it still doing the weird move to left-hand side thing for you?
No.
It only seems to do it when Diablo 3's in the background. It's a bit weird.
Okay, now here I'm putting my auras a little bit more forward, because here's the important thing about this particular choke. To my left side is where all the air flies in for the crystal that's up there. It flies up to that crystal. And these auras will actually kill things from inside of their spawn before they get to the crystal, which makes air defense over there very, very easy. If your stats aren't high enough, then you can put more auras over by the crystal, or you can always put some harpoons for secondary defense. So I'm going to bring out my Lich King character. Now with the summoner, he cannot attack. So to get the hero damage only 30% bonus, you're going to need an attacking pet. So I have a seahorse on. And basically I just position myself right here on this ledge, and I can hit some stuff when it comes around the corner out of the spawn. And once I see that I've hit something, if I want to, I can go into my phase mode, which makes me invincible, to make sure that no stray bullets will hit my character and take away the no hero damage bonus.
Luckily you don't get any gins on Insane, so they're the ones that normally hurt me.
Yeah, I haven't had any problem.
They just sort of fly up to me and hit me in one shot. It's not very friendly at all.
Alright, so let's take a look at the map here. You see that we have 5 choke points, and you can see how the enemies are flowing in towards the crystal, so they have to go through the auras, and then they have to go through the harpoons. As much as my stats are high, look at this, we only used 119 out of 160 DU, so you have a lot more DU to spend if you need it. Also, I never upgrade anything on here when I'm farming this, so if your stats are lower, you can get your stuff much stronger by upgrading it. So even though my stats are high, this is a very viable farm for pretty much anybody.
I mean, even if you've got a EV, you can double the attack power of all of your harpoons, so it's like having 4 there. So
yeah, and generally
that should
speaking,
help out a lot.
And that's one thing I usually do, even though I don't need to. I like to go ahead and throw it on.
It's just fun.
Buff beams with my EV, so we'll do that real quick as well.
Fun having loads and loads of power on them.
And so for this, we can just throw a little tower buff beams through our double harpoons. It'll boost the auras and the harpoons.
It'll make the auras super huge.
Yeah, especially if we actually upgrade the boost beam.
Yeah, I may upgrade them to full in Overlord mode actually. Just because they go so huge. And they're easier to upgrade nowadays. It's always nice.
And then you can make the build even stronger if you needed to, if you want to use summoner stuff as well.
Yes, I mean, you've got another 160 DU basically with the summoner. So if your harpoons are a little bit lacking, stick some archers down beside the harpoons and...
But on Insane, I think,
so much with it.
I think anyone will be able to do this on Insane. The only thing you might have a problem with is the boss. So here's what I recommend you do. I'm going to switch over to my other hero quick, and I'll talk about the boss fight. On Nightmare, he's hard. Like, he would even kill me.
He's horrible.
So, again, there's that boost to experience in Nightmare, but the time it takes and the effort it takes, Insane is better. And you get so much experience for the last wave that you don't want to fail on the boss.
Yeah, it's not like the old Misty runs where you just not bother doing the boss and just restarting. So
right here is where we like to fight the boss, usually by the red portal. This is a spot that doesn't get too many enemies, And what you can do is, if you need a little bit more support for the boss, use up some of those remaining DU to put yourself a booster beam and a healing aura here. And then when you fight the boss inside of that little aura, you're going to get healed very, very quickly. So as long as you have like a squire with a high DPS pet and block, you can kind of block and the pet will kill him and you can't die. And if you're just running around attacking with a monk or a ranger, because that's what I recommend you use as a ranged character, then you'll be able to get healed while you're kiting around and you should stay alive pretty well. Remember, the most important thing to staying alive is resistances. Get decent hero health, but get your resistances as high as possible.
Yeah, everyone should stack resistances these days. There's no reason not to. The armor goes up in such high upgrades now. There's no reason not to have full resistance. So easy to get them.
So there you go, guys. The build and the tutorial is pretty much complete. But if you want to stick around, we'll be running the full thing to the end just so you can see exactly how much experience you get, how long it takes, and show you the boss fight. And between now and then, me and Python will just talk about stuff.
Yeah, I'm also going to try not to get hit to see
the difference.
See the difference, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's talk about Dungeon Defenders things to pass time. First of all, before you leave, because you might have already left once you saw the build, make sure you thumbs up the video. That's a good way to say thank you for the time to make the video and the tutorial. That helps get promoted on YouTube. And, you know, send it to your friends, favorite, like, all that good stuff. Now, as far as what we're going to talk about, till the end of this, we're going to talk about summoners, because that's the newest thing. Go ahead, Python. I interrupted you. Well, you interrupted me, actually.
I can't remember what I was going to say. It was probably something important, but I'm not 100% sure.
Probably important.
Let's just say it was important for now, so I can remember otherwise. What was it? Oh, also, if you want us to do a specific map that you're having trouble with, if we know a good build for it, we'll try and do a video if it gets a lot of likes and etc.
That reminds me, actually, the next tutorial that I have planned for the game, because I still do tutorials now and then when there's a proper reason for it, is going to be the new achievement for the summoner where you beat all the maps with just summons.
Ah, yes.
I'm not sure if I'm going to do that.
I need to get that as well.
I'm not sure if I'm going to do that in video recording format like we are right now, or if I'm going to do that as a live stream. But one way or the other, we'll make it onto YouTube. So that'll be a good stream or a good tutorial series for those of you looking to get that achievement. I'll give you some really good build ideas for how to do that. Now, the most important thing that some people may not know is that you can, A, use hero damage and everything else on the final wave. It's only all the other waves that count against you,
which is nice.
And the biggest and most important thing of all, you can use defensive towers, just not offensive towers. Strength drains and snare auras, walls, gas traps, any of that can be used and not count against you.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, see,
thank you.
I just gave you a tutorial, Python.
You did indeed.
So you don't have to worry about choking off every area with just spawns of summons.
But it is fun.
So you can just throw down like buff beams and gas traps.
I suppose you could put some EV walls down and then
yep, exactly.
happy days really, isn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to use a spike wall because a spike wall does damage. But an EV wall,
EV walls
or apprentice walls,
even mage walls, yeah.
Yeah, that would work just fine. Let me jump down.
Yeah, either of those would be fine.
Need to find a way to bind G
and because
button.
it's on Nightmare, you definitely want gas traps because of the horrible sharken. They're wonderful creatures.
One of the neat things about the summons is if they get pushed like a wall does, they can move themselves back.
You can just walk them back. It's so nice.
Yeah, you can't really...
An ogre may cost 12 DU, but you can just walk that thing right back to where it came from. It doesn't care if it got pushed by a shark, and it's like, meh.
But basically, since you're going so, since you're not spending any DU on offensive units, you're gonna have plenty of DU to spare for defensive purposes.
Oh yeah, don't even worry about size of the
so
wall.
You
just
can
do a 6 DU wall.
So you can do walls and traps and auras like crazy, just none of the damaging ones. It'll be, I don't think it's gonna be a very hard challenge for us to do, but it should still be entertaining. And maybe we'll purposely set restrictions for ourselves just for the fun of it.
Yeah, maybe no walls, but you're allowed to use gas traps or something like that.
I'm thinking I'll use summons only until we get stuck.
Right, yeah. First time we sort of lose, then we can... we've got a list that we can choose from, and we can choose one of those things to help us, maybe. So if we get killed on the second level, we can like choose from a list of things that we want, say a buff beam or a wall.
Maybe I'll make it a game. Maybe I'll come up with like a random drawing flash or a spreadsheet or something.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
And like basically it's like a perk system. You get you suck points.
Yes,
and
that'd be so cool.
And every time we get like a you suck because we failed, we get to like roll a dice or something,
that'd be quite cool,
and then actually get like a random perk that we can use, like you are not allowed to build buff beams or you are not allowed to build walls.
Yes. Yeah, I like that.
That sounds fun.
that would definitely have to be just you and me on video rather than live stream. But yeah, I think that'd be cool actually.
Live stream would work just as well. It makes it easier to produce, but yeah, we can do it on video, higher quality.
We'd have a lot of we'd obviously have a lot of chat, and
yeah, that's what live streams
Ricky and Trouble would come in.
No, I'll lock them out. Especially Trouble. I'll just ban him from the server completely.
Oh dear, poor Trouble. I just can't believe his gear. I went the other day, I thought he was playing a game, so I joined his game. And he's got Transcendence and Supremes all over his floor in his tavern. It's like,
maybe he has a secret fan club. Maybe he has a fan club too. That's the other great thing about doing the split screen, guys, is I'm actually leveling up 2 heroes at once. So my monk just hit 79. So
nice.
now to pay attention to the score below. The score is actually how much experience you've made. So you'll look at my character Ninja Gaiden and you'll see that it's 2.3 million. And if you look at Lich King, he has 2.8 million. So there's that 30% bonus kicking in that my active character is not getting. It doesn't seem like a whole lot now, but by the time we get to the end, it's going to be a huge difference.
Now, there used to be a towers only bonus that I remember getting on Giltterhelm, but you can't seem to get it on this map. I tried it the other day and it just doesn't seem to work.
I think that either we were both lost our minds and we thought it existed and it never did, because I used to think it existed as well.
Someone please tell us in the chat if we're just gone crazy. I swear I remember seeing it, but I don't know.
I thought it used to exist, but then when I was looking for it, I could never find it. So I think that I must have made that up in my head.
Maybe we have just gone crazy. I don't know.
I think I made it up in my head. I think maybe it was because
Lich King want to G up?
I think it was because I went with getting all the achievements, and you have to do the achievement for it, where you don't use any. You only use weapons for one, and you only use towers for the other.
I really don't know, but yeah, please tell us if we are crazy.
Now it makes sense though.
It's nice to know.
It makes sense since they have a bonus for 30% for only using hero damage. They should have an equal but opposite only use towers bonus. That way a builder doesn't get punished if they decide to try to level up that way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it's not in,
and there's no way you can get both at the same time, so there's no way to exploit it.
No, definitely not. It's not in the game, it should be, and Trendy need to implement it. I'd like to do that at some point.
So we're on wave 9 out of 12, 2.8 million right now.
And obviously this is much quicker with one less person, but I thought I'd tag along. I suppose I could put some summons down, couldn't I?
That's true, I actually forgot that there is a third person.
No. I want to
so it's a little bit slower than I thought. Yeah.
I want to save the DU and stuff. Not DU, but get more experience. I wish to get to my level this time, but I don't think I will. But
right now, even though we did the intro and everything, we're at 19 minutes, so I'm assuming quite safely that this is under 30 minutes if we didn't do an intro and we had just 2 characters in the game.
We can see the completion time at the end, can't we?
Yeah. But again, more heroes equals more mobs, so we've kind of upped that.
But then we're now leveling 3 people at a time, so
these auras are going down way faster than normal. Normally they don't go down at all.
As usual, just upgrade stuff when it needs.
There was just a patch today, so maybe something happened to the aura durability.
Might have actually. Maybe they're so big that they're inside spawns again.
Well, they are, I know, but even with that, they don't normally go down this fast.
Oh, Mr. Monkey, get me some mana.
Did I build them with the wrong hero or something?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because they're only doing 8,000 damage.
It is insane though, and not the other one. Nightmare. There's no boost on them. Summoned by Shaq Fu. Is that your?
Yeah, that's the,
Yes.
yeah, that's right. That's the Shaq is the builder.
Right. I don't know then. Seems a bit weird. But yeah, basically, if you're low level, just compensate by upgrading stuff more. Not really sure what the lowest stats I'd recommend are. Probably 600-ish.
I think if you just do the general progression, which we recommend for progression, you go and farm Endless Spires. Then you can get low end mythicals, which will put you well into 1,000-ish for your tower stats, which would be more than enough to do this. You could actually probably do this on Nightmare into the boss with just 1,000 on stats.
Yeah, definitely. It'd take more attention, but you could definitely do it. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh no, I got hit.
Yeah, I got hit as well by Ogre Spitball.
I fell off the mountain. It was a little bit silly. Little bit silly, but never mind. Another 10 mil.
So I'll show
Or
you guys
maybe
what I'm talking about
3.
as far as the back. Here's all the air. And they spawn from back there. You can see I got harpoons shooting back into the spawn point, and the auras as well. So
Your tower buff beam and auras just went down. I just got a message on it. Don't know where.
it's probably the same one in the middle there.
No, because I just repaired them.
I see a buff beam. Oh, it's the southeast.
Oh.
That's weird. Yeah, things are going down way faster than normal.
Oh wow, I see a green. That's right.
Must be because either something they patched or the extra players. I'm not sure.
Yes, it is an accessory and it's a mask.
Yeah, this one here is not even inside of a spawn point, so it shouldn't be going down quick.
It's a little bit weird, but was expecting it to happen. But yeah, with smaller auras, they're going to go down slower anyway. And without 3 people, it's going to help a lot. Three people really does hinder you sometimes.
Alright, here we go.
Gonna put
2 more
your auras
waves.
back up. Remember the auras.
I'm not worried about it.
Go.
We don't need them.
You don't need no stinking auras.
I guess I'll rebuild them.
Right here with the controller.
Alright.
I love being able to repair anything anywhere on the map.
And you still failed.
I was repairing the middle because it was getting really close to death. I didn't even think about down here. In fact, I never think about down here because normally I just let them go straight to the middle.
Let's see.
You're lucky, I may even do a DD planner for this.
There you
First.
go. Be
You can put
constructive.
it, yeah, you can put it down at the bottom of your video description then. I'll tell you what, I'll do that while we're waiting for the waves.
It's pretty easy, so it won't be hard to make it.
Won't be hard to make it, but I've never made one on DD Planner before. Have to sign in.
Don't think so.
Don't know. Anna.
Like a proper ninja running on rooftops. Batman. That's what they're missing now. Now that I think about it, Dungeon Defenders
What,
doesn't
Batman?
have. No, they don't have an Oriental theme stage.
That's very true, actually.
Like with the really awesome classic Oriental architecture, where like you
Yeah,
always
I know what you mean.
like classic ninja
Yeah.
movie where they're running across the rooftops.
That'd be awesome.
Make it happy and trendy, and the next hero needs to be a samurai.
Oh god, yes. Give us a samurai hero outfit of some kind. We've got a ninja, we need a samurai. That'd be trendy.
I can't really think of how they could design a samurai hero that would, since there's already the barbarian, so maybe that makes just a
don't
good
think they
barbarian
could-
costume.
Just make a costume. I don't care if there's a hero like it.
Yeah,
I just want the costume.
So that'd be a pretty fitting outfit for either the squire, but I would prefer it on the barbarian since I actually use the barbarian in the combat.
I would just want it a universal one that I could choose myself what it was on.
And samurai did use 2 swords, so it'd be actually quite fitting. Not all of them used 2 swords, but many did, especially the better ones.
The ones that were more badass did. I'm just thinking to the Last Samurai movie now. I haven't watched that in so long.
It's a good movie. Seven Samurai is one of my favorites. It's kind of a classic. Wow, that went down already? I wasn't watching it.
What went down?
Somewhere in
Oh,
order.
wow. Middle.
Yeah, I'm watching it go down. It's like literally
Ow.
draining by the second.
It's going down so quick. Yeah, this doesn't normally happen, guys. Pretty sure why it is.
It's something they must have broke with the recent patch.
Let's just put it down to that.
Look at
It'll
the
be
forms.
fixed by the time you guys do it.
If not, it still works anyways.
Yeah, you just have to pay attention. Not as AFK as it was, but you know, it's still the best level in technique. And it gets you out of Giltterhelm. As you can see, we've already got more mana XP than Giltterhelm run does. Giltterhelm got you at the best, like 3 mil,
I don't remember.
and that's if you're really, really concentrating.
I think it was like 4 million, maybe even as much as 5. I can't remember because it's been so long.
I don't think it was ever 5.
I can't
It was
recall.
about-
It's been way.
I swear my best run's like 3.3, and that's when no one got hurt at all, and
Honestly, don't recall.
I was like
because
paying attention.
it's so long ago that I don't remember.
I try not to remember. Those were dark times.
Those were the Rebecca Black days.
What is it with you and Rebecca Black?
Don't know.
today?
It's just on my mind. At least I'm not
That's
talking.
a terrible thing to have on your mind. A truly terrible thing.
It's because I'm thinking about the parody video I'm going to do for the Summoner, and I was like, what horrible things can I come up with?
Well, yeah, that's pretty horrifying.
Better than
Can't get more horrifying than that.
At least I'm not talking about the other guy.
The other guy.
Yeah.
What other guy?
The beaver.
What?
I call him
I'm
Beaver.
not really sure what
Justin
you're-
Justin Bieber.
Oh, Justin Bieber. Oh,
Yeah.
that noob. Yeah, I don't like him.
All right, G up, Mr. Python.
Oh, sorry, I'm doing this. It's 4 DU buff beams you have everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, the smallest ones possible because they just have to touch 2 adjacent harpoons.
What I thought. Apologise for the terribleness of this layout already, but I don't know, I think it's pretty good for my first DD planner ever.
Let's see. So for level 82, I need 131 million, and I started at 116. So we can figure out how many runs. I think that's within 2 runs.
Nice.
Because we're at 7.
that's
We're
all.
at 7 million now, and this final wave is the big chunk of
The
XP.
big XP drop, it's lovely. Here, we hear you wanted some XP with your XP. Wish the drag and drop thing on this DD planner was easier. Okay, it's just ensnare, strength, and electric at each choke, yeah?
Yep. And I break it into 5 chokes because I like to cover the
It's just easier.
I like to cover the air.
You've got enough DU to anyway, so why not? Got the DU to do it. But yeah, if you've got a summoner, you can make this even easier just by having the summoner on.
We'll have to test and see if summoners, mages are healing towers now. Probably not, since it wasn't in the patch notes.
I don't think so, it wasn't in patch notes, so... To everyone who is watching, I've put the auras stacks slightly off so you can actually still see them, but they are on top of each other. It just annoys the hell out of me on planners when they just put a stack. You can't see.
Yeah, because then you have to basically drag them.
It's like you have to drag them off of where they put them, so just think ahead when you're making a planner.
Someone should learn their primary colors and then have the planner so that if you have overlapping auras, it actually shows a different shade of color.
That would be cool. I don't see it ever happening, but it would be cool.
Blue plus red makes... Wait a second. Never mind. Wasn't that amazing when you were like in 3rd grade and they teach you about mixing colors?
Yeah.
You're like, oh my
Pretty
god,
cool.
I just made...
You can mix them!
I made green? That's how green is made?
To be fair, I always used to make brown. No matter what colours I mixed together, it would always come out a horrible shade of brown.
Well, then you were mixing too many colours.
I was just so... Yeah, I always liked to mix as many colours as I could.
Alrighty then. So, what we're going to do now, for this phase, the boss randomly aggroes to somebody, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to phase out my summoner as soon as the boss battle begins, and he'll come over here after my DPS boost monk, and I'll just...
I will be there in a second, but there's actually another accessory, so I kind of want that.
Boss time.
I feel so sorry for that guy. Like, owned! Eaten by a kraken. I suppose we should tell them about the water that comes in if they haven't actually played this map before.
I'm not worried about the water. I'd be more worried about the thing that tries to kill you. Basically, he has melee attacks and projectile attacks, and they hurt. So, anyways, I'll turn on my...
Stay away.
Just stay your distance with your ranged DPS hero and
blue spitball, which one-shots most people instantly.
On Nightmare.
That's horrible.
But basically, kite around him, and you have to kill his tentacles first. Then you got to shoot him in the mouth when all of his tentacles are dead.
After 20% of his health, he'll regrow the tentacles, and you have to rinse and repeat. When you have a Mega Chicken, this is pretty simple. For people without a Mega Chicken, it's a little bit more difficult.
Seahorses, seahorses.
Yeah, anything that does more than one projectile is good, because it can pretty much destroy the tentacles. Which is always nice.
Alright guys, here we go.
Okay, I'm going to save this one. So it uses 139 DU total. And that is with all the buff beams. You don't need the buff beams, they're just there to make your life easier.
And I'm just waiting for the score to stop counting.
Save this thing. I'll work that out in a minute.
Alright, I must have got smacked and lost my bonus on one of them because I normally get over 9 million.
Unfortunately, I did too. It took a total of 30 minutes. That's 12-minute build time and 18-minute combat time, but that can be severely reduced by not talking while you're doing building.
Alright, so we got 6.4 million on the monk, and we got 8.9 million on the summoner.
I got 8.3 because I got hit twice.
So there you go. Do the math, guys, and you'll see that that's really, really good experience per hour. Plus, you get some decent rewards. The Python got a Hailbird from here that was epic.
Yeah. I got a Transcendent one, and it's the best one I've ever had. Even from doing Nightmare Hardcore, you can get some really good stuff off this. In fact, I just got another one which is pretty good.
Congratulations.
Just to keep it up.
So we're going to go ahead and close out the video, guys. This was our tutorial for how to farm, experience, power level your new heroes. It works with carrying friends, carrying your own heroes. Get yourself a controller for the PC version, and you can do the split screen. There's ways to do it without the controller as well. Look on the trendy forums.
They're all in the forums, and you are actually allowed to use them, which is always nice.
And so that's it for this video, guys. We'll see you guys soon with some more tutorials and educational and fun videos.